Today I am taking a detour from my usual travel shenanigans. Yes, after some popular demand from some people out there, I'm going to do a bit of cooking. I'm not doing that West Country accent then, but yeah, that's right. So today I'm going to cook my roast chicken. I really like this way of cooking a chicken. It keeps the meat lovely, moist, soft. The skin crisps up. You can slurp the chicken off the bone. It is that good. So come on, let's crack on. First thing you need is a lovely fresh chicken, ideally from your local farmer's market. This 2.5 kilo beauty was from Etherley Farm, which is down near Dorking. Shout out to Charlie. Take the giblets out of the chicken's backside, season the backside, and stuff in some onions and some lemon. You then drizzle plenty of olive oil over the chicken skin, rub it in nice and good, and then season the bird with some salt and pepper. You can stuff a bit of butter in there as well if you'd like, but you then pour in a generous amount of water or stock if you prefer, and cover the bird with 2 layers of foil, which creates a great roasting and steaming effect that keeps that meat nice and succulent. You stick it into the oven on 175 degrees and let it cook an hour and 15 minutes, maybe depending on the size of the bird. And then out of the oven it comes and you remove the foil. Now, obviously, the chicken doesn't look fully cooked here because it's not. This is about drawing out some of those lovely juices. You then obviously take your little baster and baste the chicken a few times, nice and generously, making sure that juice gets all over the bird. And don't forget the wings as well and the legs, because we want to ensure that all of the chicken remains very succulent and tender and juicy, which is exactly what's going to happen here. So, anyway, so we've done that. We now crank the oven up to 200 degrees and we put the chicken back in without the foil on. This is where we brown off the skin. So leave it in there for 15 minutes or so and take it out. It should be starting to golden up. So we give it another round of basting at the 15-minute mark just to get that skin nice and golden. So we have the great combination, whereas this keeps the meat really moist because it was cooked relatively low in a sort of roasty steam environment. We then crank up the heat and then crisp up the skin towards the end. After a good basting, we put the chook back into the oven for another 15 minutes or so. It might take a little bit longer, but give it 15 minutes and see how it's looking. It should hopefully come out with a nice golden hue. And of course, with chicken, you have to make sure it's cooked properly. So take a little meat thermometer and stick it into the leg. And you will hopefully see that it's just about right, just perfect. Cover the chicken with foil and let it rest for at least 15 minutes, but as long as you like, really, because you've got to let those juices flow. Speaking of juices, you'll see that the juices are clear coming out of the chicken as it rests. So, another indication it should be cooked to the right standard. Allowing the chicken to rest, of course, helps the meat just soften down even further, keeps cooking ever so gently, and just makes everything really nice. But you will end up, hopefully, with a really beautiful chicken ready to eat. And when it comes to roast chicken, I always love the leg first and foremost. The darker meat, I always think has a lot more flavour in it. But having it off the bone, it's so good. As I said, you're able to slurp it off the bone. It's so soft and moist and beautiful. And the good thing about this method of cooking is the breast also stays quite moist. The other also terrible thing, isn't it, is when you roast a chicken and it's already dry and stringy and horrible. But this is a good way to cook your chicken.